Are we rolling? Every blog I begin, are we rolling? I talk in my kid's bedroom because I don't have the patience or the time. My personality is instant gratification. It's right now, today. And to go to my production studio, which is an hour away, used to be 10, 15 minutes away. Now it's an hour. It's not worth my time to go there. 1, 2, 3, I can do a blog here, do it on my camera, whatever I do. 1, 2, who cares what the background looks like? What I have to say is the content. If you're looking at the background while I'm talking, something's the matter. It's Passover this week. I wanted to talk about this quick Passover blog. We go to this friend's house every year. When I was a kid, we used to have it at my parents' house. Then I went to my cousin's house. My other cousin was very, very nice. I lived in Philadelphia. Family together, very, very nice. Now I live in Toronto. We used to have it at my house. My mother used to come here with the kids, my in-laws, all this stuff. All these things have changed as the years have gone on. And now we go to a friend's house, so I love and adore very, very much. And it's a wild, crazy Seder at this friend's house. And in fact, I videotaped some of it. And the girls there that are in college, my friend's kids said, "Don't put this blog on, don't put this video on, don't blog on." I'm thinking, why can't I put it on? Whatever people are doing, they're doing because they want to do. It's not like they were drinking and running around nude and naked and sex all over the place. That part I understand, but that wasn't going on. It was just a Seder, people hollering and screaming. They may say, "Dave, why are people hollering and screaming at this Seder?" That's the Seders that I go to. But there's hollering and screaming. It's like a 3-ring circuit. There's a dinner and a show. That's what it's dinner theater at this house that I go to every year. But it's entertaining. So I videotaped that. They were looking for the Alfie Coleman. That's what, I'm not even going to explain it to you. When you hide the matzah and then you have to look for the matzah, whatever, the kids do it. So they were looking there. Everyone's trying to find it. They're hollering and telling. It's funny, but they won't let me put it on. I don't know why. I'm sure they're all on Facebook. My friends' kids are on Facebook. They're running around half nude. I don't know if they are, but I'm sure all their pictures are on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, and crazy situations that they probably don't want to be on. I'm sure they put themselves on. But me, putting them on, if I'm a Passover Seder, hollering and screaming, "Where's the Alfie Coleman?" That part I can't put on. I'm not putting on, but here's the purpose of this blog. We go to this friend's house every year, and this friend, who was a conservative Jew like me, many years ago found religion, found God, became more religious. What's more religious? Conservative Jew. We go to synagogue with the holidays. At my house, we keep kosher. We have kosher plates and kosher knives and forks as I grew up. But on Sunday nights, we bring in Chinese food and eat on paper plates. What do you want from me? We make our own rules. And whereas some Jews only go watch Fiddle on the Roof once a year. What do you want from me? But our friend that found religion, God, whatever that, became more religious. Became even more religious that on Friday nights he won't go out. On Friday nights, on the Sabbath, he won't touch the lights. He won't rip the toilet paper. He goes to synagogue on the Shabbos, and he won't eat lobster or whatever it is. Great. Now, in my opinion, if you're going to go that route, if you're going to go down that path, and not be a conservative Jew, which you go to, not celebrate, but you honor Yom Kippur, honor a Passover, whatever it is, and some things you do, some things you don't. But if you're going to go to the extreme, to be a little more religious, where you're not going to touch lights, you're not going to watch television, you're not going to eat lobster, you're going to Friday nights go to the synagogue on Saturday all day, you won't go out till after sundown. Well, then if you're going to that route, then you have to go all the way. Like Frank Sinatra sings, when somebody loves you, it's no good unless they love you all the way. In my opinion, if you're going to go that direction, then you just can't go, well, on Friday nights I won't just touch lights and television, but Saturday I'll go out for breakfast and go have bacon and eggs. It doesn't make any sense. If you're going to not touch lights and go to synagogue Friday nights and not watch television all day Saturday and wait till sundown before you can go out, well, then you got to honor all that other stuff too besides that. So on Friday night was the first Seder. We went to their house, and our friend that found religion and became more religious, so we cannot have the Seder until 8 o'clock, 8:33, specific time. 8:33 p.m. can't have a Seder. Now, most Jews, I don't know most Jews. I didn't go to everybody's house and see what time they had a Seder, but I'll say most conservative Jews, my kids' friends, who are only Jewish by their last name, Bernstein, Greenberg, Greenblatt, but whatever the hell their names are, that's it. I'm sure they all had a Seder or dinner. I didn't probably even have a Seder. Probably had a dinner. They probably didn't ask the 4 questions or go through what you're supposed to go through. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I'm sure they had dinners at 6, 7 o'clock at night, whatever you're supposed to have dinner or a Seder, whatever it is. But as per the Jewish calendar or whatever it says for Passover, based on sundown, based whatever it is, the more Orthodox Jews or Hasidic Jews or religious Jews have it exactly at the time you're supposed to have it. And our friend said we can only have it at 8:33 p.m. because he's much more religious than anybody else. He found more religion and whatever it is. We had to wait till 8:33 p.m. to have a Seder. Fine. So we had the Seder at 8:33 p.m. and he's reading all the prayers and he's giving the kids the... This thing stopped in the middle. I was talking. So we're going through the whole Seder, whatever that we go through, and all the kids are... Nobody else in the family cares except my friend who found religion. But his little boy, he convinced his little boy to be as religious as he is. So the little boy who's 14 or 15 is as religious as the father is. And they're great people. I love them very, very much. But the rest of the family couldn't give a shit. And they just want to eat and go out and party, whatever the hell it is. All right, so they honor the father who wants to be religious. Great. So we have the Seder, whatever we have. Great. Now, when I have Seder in my house, we have the Seder and that's it. But part of the Seder is you have dinner. Then after dinner, you continue the Seder. And I know it says in the book, but I've never done that in my house and my cousin. We have the Seder. We ask the 4 questions. We talk about why the Jews were the slaves and how God helped them escape and whatever the Seder things are. And then we eat and that's it. But at my friend's house, you have to have the Seder and then you continue the Seder afterwards. So after we had the dinner, all the kids were sitting on the couch. One girl went to see her girlfriend and the other one stayed. And my wife is there and the wife, everyone's there. Then my friend who is there says, all right, now we have to finish the Seder. But you know, nobody else is finishing the Seder. Nobody else is coming back to the table. Except him and his little boy. That's it. But because I like him and I want to be as good as Jew as I can be, so I said, so I'll come back to the table to finish the Seder. And then my kids, which I'm thankful and I appreciate, also came back to the table because the kids want to make me happy or whatever it is. Also came back to the table because they want to honor the holiday too. So my kids came back to the table for my friend and his kid to finish the Seder. So we come back to the table. I put on my yarmulke. My kids are wearing hats. Doesn't matter if you wear yarmulke or hats, whatever you wear, as long as your head's covered. We're sitting there, and my friend is conducting the rest of the Seder. The rest of the family isn't there. My wife is there. She's talking to her friend. Her kids went out. They're having a good time, whatever they're doing. Me, my kids, my friend, and his son are at the table. We're finishing the Seder. He's going over the prayers. He's very, very religious, going over the prayers, reading the prayers. I go to stand up. He bangs on the table. Motions to sit down. Doesn't say any word. Motions. I can't get up. I just sit down. Then he's pouring the wine or pouring the grape juice because we don't drink. So he's pouring grape juice as the wine. Tells us we have to finish the whole cup. Just can't take a sip. You got to finish the whole thing. So he's honoring whatever the religion says, the Seder says. We're honoring whatever the whole thing as he's going through the whole Seder. And all of a sudden, in the middle of the Seder, his little boy says, "Dad, you're not wearing a yarmulke." The whole time he's conducting the Seder, he wasn't even wearing a yarmulke. Now, a yarmulke, you know what we wear, the yarmulke. The Jews have to wear a yarmulke. We have to keep our heads covered. We keep our heads covered to show constant devotion to God, is from Fiddle on the Roof. As they say, why? I don't know why. I think it's an old story that, again, when all the Jews were being prosecuted, who knows how many hundreds of thousands of years ago in some town, the king of the town, the head of the town, the dictator of the town said, we want to make sure we want to know who all the Jews are, so you have to wear a hat to make sure that you're Jews. And since then, that's why we keep our heads covered, because we're saying we're proud to be Jews, and this is who we are. Now, I think I heard that story. I don't know if it's true or not, but the point is, as a Jew, we all wear yarmulkes when we go to synagogue, except the Reform synagogues. You don't have to wear yarmulkes, but the Reform synagogues are more Gentile than Jewish. But besides all that, Jews wear yarmulkes when you go to the synagogue, when you go to weddings, when you pray, we wear yarmulkes. So at the table, at a Seder, we're all wearing yarmulkes, because that's what you have. I bring my own yarmulkes, and when you pray, and that's the way it is. Even the Gentiles know we wear yarmulkes. Even the Gentiles know a Jew needs a yarmulke to pray, except my friend, who's the most religious guy, who was conducting the service to Seder that night, wasn't wearing a yarmulke. Now, was he wearing a yarmulke at the beginning of the Seder? I don't remember. All I know is when we had to come back to the Seder, come on, we got to finish the Passover Seder. And I sat down out of respect for him, out of respect for the religion, and my kids also, out of respect for me, sat down with us at the table. Nobody else did, except my friend and his son. And we sat there, and finishing the Seder, I had a yarmulke on, my kids had their hats on, his little boy had a yarmulke on, and my friend who's so religious, who found religion, who won't touch a light bulb, won't touch a light switch, who won't watch television, who won't eat lobster. He's the most religious guy in the whole family, in the whole street, in the whole neighborhood, in the whole country of Canada. Is conducting, he's finishing the Seder. I go to stand up, he said, no, you can't stand up. He pours grape juice, I take it, said, no, you gotta drink the whole thing. He isn't even wearing a yarmulke. That's how we go, oh my God, how could he not wear a yarmulke? How could he forget? He's the most religious one in the whole house. That's what I'm talking about. And that's why I had to do this blog. And I know he's watching this blog, and I love him so much. I was about to say I took his wife and him to Las Vegas, but I only took his wife to Las Vegas because They were in a fight, and they weren't talking. But there was, when I took him and his wife, I invited him to Las Vegas. I show you how much I love him. I paid for the flight and a room at the Wynn. How many friends have you paid for a week at the Wynn Hotel in Las Vegas, the most upscale hotel in Las Vegas? The Wynn. Me! And I invited the both of them, and I picked up the tab for the two of them, except he didn't go because they had a fight. I picked up the wife, and the wife brought a girlfriend. Another story. The point is, that's how much I love them, and that's why I'm doing this blog, because it's too crazy not to do this, not to talk about that the most religious guy that found religion, that's so religious, we have to have this at 8:33. We cannot eat at 6 or 7. It has to be 8:33. You have to drink the whole wine. You can't say we have to pray. Isn't even wearing yarmulke. That's the guy. That's why I had to do this. But that's how crazy it is. And that's why I call this a crazy Seder. Now go to Dave'sTVEmpire.com if you're a web guy, eBay guy, business partner. I got a lot going on. I need a new management team. Get in touch with me. Dave'sTVEmpire.wordpress.com. Let's make a lot of cash together. I do business with Shark Tank, Dragon's Den type TV product suppliers. And we can make a lot of cash today. That's the business I'm in. I'm in the instant gratification business, a today business. So if you want to make a lot of cash today, get in touch with me. Dave's TV Empire at WordPress.com. And remember, next year when you have a Passover Seder, wear a yarmulke.